Hey everyone, you're watching Ash on Comics. My name's Ash, and here's today's comic, Electric Warriors number 5. And I like to start my videos off with this extreme close-up to kind of say like, oh, what am I looking at here? And then pull out. But when you pull out on this video, you're like, still, what the hell am I looking at? This comic is a mess. It's a cool looking mess. Like this cover, you go, oh, it looks like a humanoid figure I can see. He's got some techno gear on him. Looks kind of cool, I think. I'm not sure. Well, that's what this book is like. It's full of coolness, but at the same time, it just... And there's the dogs on cue. You gotta do a video? Gotta make an entrance. It's full of coolness, and at the same time, just... poor execution. Oh, jeez. We're on the 5th book out of 6 here, and I've been enjoying this story. I honestly have. I think Steve Orlando had some good ideas. I don't think DC gave him the tools to really put it together. Travel Foreman, I don't know if he's a capable artist, a good artist. He's not good in this book. And you're going to see. First of all, look at this first. If you notice anything, there's no backgrounds, just people. Remember that. Remember that as we go on through this book. So here we see Firestorm. He's doing some autopsy thing on, I can't remember this character's name because that's how forgettable these people are. And he's trying to get information out of them, trying to figure out who the Resistance is, what's going on to protect his little thing that he's got going. Now, like I was saying before, I like this book. I like what it's trying to do. I like the story. Everything's right up my alley. It just doesn't pull it off very well. It's kind of like if you've ever watched a B grade movie where you're like, oh, that was a cool story. You know, the acting was bad and the special effects kind of sucked. But man, there was a cool story in there and this could have been done really cool, but it just didn't pull it off and it came off cheesy. That's how this book is. I like what these characters are. I like what the story's going. And this book in particular unveils a big secret that I'm going to spoil. Forewarning. I know I've spoiled the books up to now, but this is sort of the hook. We're in Act 3 of the story. And there's a big reveal. So what's happened is these guys have decided to resist this movement that's going on. And it's 3,000 years in the future, and the intergalactic peace is maintained by having every species have a champion that it delegates to fight on its behalf in these gladiatorial games, instead of going to war. We've seen this before. Star Trek, the original series, did a famous episode on something like this. It's okay that we've seen this before. We haven't seen it in the DC universe. I said in one of the early reviews, I really liked how they were doing this and still tying it to DC. We see one of the main characters here, Warpath. He's actually wearing Superman's cape right now. It's an artifact from the past. That's like the Shroud of Kal-El or something they call it. I forget. Anyways. So he's wearing it. It's like indestructible, and so it's kind of neat that he represents Earth, and he's got this. He's also representing hope for to change this. I almost said hope and change. Jesus. So I like that aspect. What happens is they're gonna tell everyone. So they breach the games. They walk out in the field, and he uses his powers to mute all the audience because he controls sound. So he mutes all the audience, and then he boosts his speech, and he kind of basically spills the beans and tells everyone what's really going on. And some people are like, "Oh my God," and then other people are like, "Shut your mouth. This is lies." And just like you'd see in reality, right? It's like you got the Alex Jones crowd, and people are like, oh, the government's in on everything. The other people are like, shut up, you're a conspiracy theorist. It kind of works like that. It's a little bit simplified here in this comic. I don't think anyone is just going to see some guy walk on a gladiatorial field, make the speech like, oh, you're all being lied to, and everyone goes, oh my God, we're all being lied to. But for the sake of this comic book, you kind of got to suspend your disbelief a little bit. Some people are just outraged and they're wanting to rise up. Other people are like, shut up, even though you may be speaking the truth or whatever, like, we need these games. It's kept the peace for thousands of years. And it's kind of Matrix-like, Remember in Matrix, Cypher is just like, I don't care about this reality, this truth. I just put me back in the Matrix, make me forget everything. I'm just happy. I'll take it. And so this book has a similar type thing. It doesn't explore it as well as the Matrix does, but it's okay. Here we see a guy who's like, has an interaction with Warpath, like Volcaniac. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Volcaniac, you saved my life. I see you listened to my words on the war ground, boy. You did what I wasn't bold enough to, and zam, it gets incinerated. You're like, what? And it's rumble here. For thousands of years, I have been the strong force, an atomic formula for a peace that stretches light lifetimes. What's light lifetimes? I think they're trying to say, like, combine light years with, I don't know, what light lifetimes. You four threaten the peace for something as meaningless as honor, as one life, and for that, and then you reap the firestorm. So Firestorm shows up, and we've known about Firestorm for a while here, but here he makes his appearance for the first time to confront physically the Lord Preceptor. Small neck on him. Warcry, come then. You're not worthy of that cape or what it means. But then again, he wasn't either. You're like, oh, geez. That Firestorm's got some bitterness. What's going on? Did you truly think I would allow this, Warcry? Did you think that you could shout loud enough to anyone who matters? That anyone who matters would hear? Did you think you could scream about lies? Even while the Inceptor knew your own? Wait, his Inceptor's memories? No, stop. And he realizes now, for those of you who haven't been following along, this guy is an imposter. His brother was actually selected to be champion instead, but he, who was sort of the bad brother, the delinquent brother, didn't want to see his brother go to die. He's sort of like this hippie kid, like anti-war, all this stuff, and he's like, my brother's good and peace, like perfect, like I don't want my mom to see the good son die, so he makes this sacrifice and pretends to be him and goes off instead, because he just thinks that this is all one big sort of meat grinder thing, and then when he comes here he learns the truth, etc. It's all pretty cool, actually, but he's been keeping that a secret, and he's been lying. So when you're a liar and you accuse other people of lying, that's a bad thing when that comes out. It's like, he's like, oh no, not now. And then Firestorm shows the truth. He's like, you can talk about truth, Warcry, but I know yours. You don't care about the corruption or the lives of your fellow Electric Warriors. You're just afraid of what Inceptor found in your mind. And he's showing, in the mind, like, what happened. He took the thing and pretended to be his brother. You assault your brother, took his place, And everyone's like, you're not Oscar Navarro? You're not Warcry? You're a fraud. Now, this took a little bit of a suspension of disbelief here, because I'm like, I don't think that matters so much. Like, yeah, he did lie, but it's not like, I don't know, this is risking his life here. It's not like he lied and took a bunch of money and became rich and famous and fat and wealthy. Like, it just... Anyways, the boy's been on Covenant for a 4 second. He interrupts the peace process to talk about some terrible truth, and he's been lying since he got here. Warcry, wait. This is what the Lord Preceptor wants. You're playing his hand. So we got the people now, like, just like you'd expect, saying, oh, this is what they want. This is fake news, And so people are so bickering back and forth. And what's her name? His animal rival from Earth kind of sticks up for him. It's like, we've known who Warcry is. it doesn't matter. He's Warcry. He's here. And he's like, and then Firestorm, of course, his little ploy doesn't work. He's like, naive fools, you think any of this matters? I control what the galaxy sees. To those watching, you have all risen in revolt. You have all acted in fear for your lives, shaming your people. When I kill your insurrection, your worlds will cheer. So this is, an attempt at doing the dystopian future type trope. Where information rules all, and that people are ignorant, and they just don't actually know that they're a slave, and he controls the information. You've seen this before, if you've read or watched V for Vendetta, fantastic movie, by the way, 1984. This is all common trope. It's not done quite as expertly here in this book, but it's okay because this book isn't trying to be a hardcore dystopian commentary. It's just trying to be kind of a fun comic book. It's like, it's Warcry. It's you acting in fear. You don't think I recognize it? I should thank you. My secret, I was so scared of people knowing what I did, no matter why I did it. But thanks to you, Lord Preceptor, I've got nothing to be afraid of. So finally, the truth to set him free, and his friends all are an ally with him, and they all join the fight. You will answer for Inceptor's death here in the open. And he's like, I haven't answered to anyone in thousands of years. And, God, I forget her name. She's like, time to start. Oh, Deep Dweller, that's right. Deep Dweller, I remember you being chosen as Earth's champion. Only an invertebrate would so willingly share power. And he's just, of course, he's a bigot too, right? And he fries her. And he talks about the electric seed here, about their connection. It's reminded me a little bit of Captain Marvel, actually. If you've seen the movie, the whole what can be given can be taken away. But whatever. And then we get the scene of this Dominator guy gets a little sappy moment about how, he was a nobody, but he has a name now. Or I think I'm actually jumping the gun. And then this girl here who's never fought with using her power was kind of interesting because her power shamed her. It was such a shameful thing to her culture. So she always refused to use her power. But this is the new definition of strength. And then you see, no, you can't. Yes, you atomic robe jackass, there is one strong enough to face you. Mine is the nuclear lightning that suppressed the Wenathian in surgery. None can withstand it. I can. Your electric seed granted me this poison gift. Your electrogenesis brought me a strength unseen in the galaxy and demanded that I blaspheme Kundia to use it. But at this point, she's realized that the cause is more important than that, so she is willing to do that. So she uses her power, and he's realized he's all afraid. And she uses it to separate Firestorm in two. You're like, what is going on? Now, this is one of the problems of the book here. This is not very well explained. Maybe the next book will explain a little better. But you're like, wait a second, who's it? What the hell? There's an S on this chest. And what? And then they're like, by the light serene. What? I was ripping him in half on purpose. You did, but it's him. It's Superman. And you think unbonding him from the sickly invader has done something? I saved his. I risked my life for the power to right the galaxy. Luthor will not yield to intergalactic peace so easily. You led this rebellion, Warcry. You lied to get here. You assaulted your own brother, Earth's true champion, to steal his power. So the other half of this, it was Luthor all along. It was not Firestorm. Somehow he bonded himself. He somehow bonded himself with Superman and to form this new being. Like I said, they don't really explain it. It's really weird. All you know is you got Superman, you got Luthor, and Luthor's just like, assaulted your own brother to steal his power. Did you think he wouldn't want it back? Hello, Ian. Your little uprising is over. And so here we see Luthor's brought his brother. Oscar? Next, Electric Warriors. Round 5, Desperation Play. Wait, that's not next. That's what this one was. That's weird. Where's the next? Well, that's the end. Issue 6 will be the final issue. I guess we're going to brother versus brother. We got Lex Luthor behind this the whole time. And hopefully the next issue explains everything. But like I said, this book it's a cool idea, just not well executed. And whenever I was talking about the backgrounds, like, look at these like fighting scenes. You get lots of colorist effects. The colorist like trying to save the book. Let's put some lightning in here, put some, different bright colors, but no background, no backgrounds, no backgrounds, no backgrounds. And this art isn't actually, it's not that good. It's just kind of mucky. So, look at that. What is that? So, I can't recommend this book, really. Not for $3.99 an issue. 6 issues. That's $24. It's a fun story. If this were on Comixology Unlimited, or you had some way of reading it, you have a buddy or a friend that has it, and you can read the comics, I recommend reading it. It's a fun read. It's not a bad story, and it has, I probably spoiled everything for you at this point, but I enjoyed reading it. It's just not worth a buy. It's like watching a bad sci-fi channel original movie or something. I don't know. It's got its value, but it's just not worth $4.99. Alterna Comics for $1.50 are better than this, and they do the sci-fi stuff. I don't know. I guess this would be a good Alterna comic. If this were $1.50, I would be probably saying thumbs up. Yeah, get $1.50. Have fun with this. There is fun in this book. $3.99. You're asking a premium. You're telling people that you're, like HBO quality, Game of Thrones. Like you expect AAA product, and this just isn't it. Even though there's good stuff in it, save your money. Wait for the trade. Borrow it from a friend. Yeah. I'll be back for one final review because I'm in it already. I might as well complete my run, and I'll give you a final review when issue 6 comes out. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time.